first is from the United States, and it's about a missing girl who's been missing for several days, and it's been like a top news story. I thought early on I would try to stay away from like the most common news because I wanted to do like more obscure news articles, but this one is good because it's going to be an ongoing story, so I can do like updates for you and keep you posted in case you don't know what's going on. So the headline is a 9-year-old girl who vanished from a New York State park has been found safe, police say. I'm going to read this story to you now. A 9-year-old girl who vanished during a family camping trip in upstate New York was safe and in good health Monday after a massive 2-day search ended with her rescue and an arrest of a person suspected in her abduction. Charlotte Cena disappeared while riding her bike early Saturday evening at Moreau Lake State Park, a heavily wooded park some 35 miles north of Albany. Police on Monday searched multiple residences linked to a suspect who investigators believe had been in the area around the time the girl went missing. Governor Kathy Hochul told Spectrum News that investigators were able to identify fingerprints from a ransom note. Charlotte was found at about 6:30, according to state police. The suspect, who was taken into custody, has not been identified by authorities. We are overjoyed at the news that Charlotte has been located safely this evening after an intense days-long search, Hochul said in a prepared statement. Our hearts are with her family as they welcome her home. Authorities said it was still an active investigation and didn't immediately release further details, but promised more information at a news conference on Tuesday. The rescue marked the end of an intense search. About 400 people took part in the hunt for the girl Monday, including forest rangers, police officers, and firefighters. The search had expanded over 46 linear miles. Charlotte, a 4th grader from nearby Greenfield, had been riding her bike around a campsite loop in the park with other children when she decided to ride around one more time by herself. Her parents became alarmed when she failed to return after 15 minutes, Hochul said at a briefing Sunday. The girl's mother called 911 after her bicycle was found at around 6:45 on Saturday. Officials issued an Amber Alert on Sunday morning after an exhaustive search because it was quite possible that an abduction had taken place. The alert described her as a white girl with blonde hair and green eyes who was about 4 feet 6 inches tall. The girl's family pleaded with the public for help in finding Charlotte, including providing any tips to the state police. We just want her returned safely, like any parent would, the family said in a statement earlier Monday. No tip is too small. Please call if you know anything at all. Troopers had set up several checkpoints on the winding rural roads around the park. They stopped drivers and asked if they knew the family, had seen the girl's photo, or had any information that could help the search. They also had some drivers open their trunks. The park remained closed because of the search, and officials asked members of the public who showed up hoping to help to stay away and leave the search to professionals. Federal authorities also issued a temporary flight restriction over the park for the safety of law enforcement air operations. The Corinth Central School District said it had extra counselors at Charlotte's elementary school for any student or staff who needed supports. Our hearts go out to the Cena family, the district said in a statement. So that's the story, and what's interesting on this one is that they have not released the name of a suspect because certainly it's not a juvenile, so that part is interesting to me of why they would protect the name of the suspect this early on in the investigation. But I suppose they said they will announce it tomorrow, so I might be able to give an update on this one tomorrow night, but I've been seeing it all weekend long. Just as I kind of search for news, I'm forced to see the most updated news, but I'm always kind of searching for an obscure story that might just normal stuff that you're hearing as well. But some of you are not in the United States and may not have seen this story, but at least this one came to a positive end. I mean, whoever's had her has had her for a couple days, so likely, I can't imagine whoever abducted her did nothing to her, but we'll find out, I suppose. But yeah, it's just horrible that there are people that are attracted to little kids, and it's a disease, and I think it's just more, I don't know, it's just, we've got an issue in our society, but I suppose this has always happened, you know. You read some, like, old stories, like even religious people, like, religious books. I think even the Prophet Muhammad married like a 12-year-old or something like that. So it used to be commonplace that and legal for men to marry much younger girls, like true girls, not even women. And obviously we've evolved to the point that we don't think it's appropriate, but it obviously that attraction has not evolved out of some people. Men and women get in trouble for this. There's so many, like, women's school teachers that get arrested here for being with their younger students. You know, there was just one recently that was arrested for, like, it was an elementary school teacher here in America was arrested. But it's just, I don't know, it's sad. But I want to bring you another story tonight, and this one is about the eclipse that's coming up. This is the headline for this one says, "Get ready for the solar eclipse when moon and sun form perfect line with Earth in a ring of fire." The 2023 solar eclipse is passing over the United States this year, giving millions of Americans in the Northwest a chance to glimpse a ring of fire. That's the phrase for a kind of eclipse known as an annular eclipse, where the moon passes in front of the sun but leaves space for a small ring of light to be seen. The annular solar eclipse will occur on October 14th, 2023, from 1503 UTC to 2055 UTC. The maximum of the eclipse will occur at 1759 UTC, the so-called path of totality, where Earthlings will be able to see the eclipse straight on, will pass through South and Central America before moving westward up through Texas, Nevada, California, and Oregon. Though the eclipse can still be seen in thousands of miles east and west of that line. In fact, all of the continental United States will have at least some visibility of the eclipse. Unfortunately for Europeans, this eclipse will be beyond them all. While the sky might dim and the temperature drop, the only way to actually see the difference in the light of the sun during an eclipse is by wearing 3D glasses from a movie theater. But many companies also sell cheap plastic eclipse glasses that are necessary to protect your eyes from the UV radiation, which can still damage them when looking straight into an eclipse sun. In other stargazing news, October's full moon is going to be a hunter's moon this year. If it occurs before the autumn equinox on the 24th, it's known as harvest moon, giving light to ancient peoples in order to harvest their crops. If it occurs after the equinox, it's known as a hunter's moon, giving light to the hunter during his pursuit since the crops are all harvested. As Valerie from Space Tourism Guide explains, the October calendar is also crammed with opportunities to spot shooting stars. This is because several meteor showers will reach their peak during the month, starting with the camelopardalids. camelliopardalids on October 5th during roughly 5 meteors per hour, featuring roughly 5 meteors per hour, and proceeding to the draconids on October 9th, a shower which can produce anywhere from 2 to 600 per hour, the southern taurids on October 10th, the Geminids on October 18th with about 3 per hour, the Orionids on October 21st with 21 per hour, and ending with the Leonis minorids on October 24th. Wow, those meteors have weird names. I'll spell the camellia. Well, obviously you're watching this afterwards, so obviously I gave you that spelling on the screen, but I thought, what in the world? This is why you should read the whole article before you decide to film it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those news stories, and as a reminder, I'll be combining these for an hour-long video. I have one more to make, I think, and then I can combine these for an hour-long video, and I will post that separately as an hour's worth of news. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you